It's time for Recipe of the Day. I first made this Italian cauliflower salad back during the pandemic when we were camping in the Everglades. I wanted something that was just already mixed in a container that we could all just stick our forks into, you know? And so I mixed this up. It was just the cauliflower florets and Italian dressing and mozzarella, mixed it up, put it in a container. And I am telling you, Marty asks for this salad like every week. I'm like, what should we have for dinner? And he'll be like, cauliflower salad. So I make it a lot. Now, the recipe I'm going to be telling you about, you can either use the store-bought salad dressing, whatever Italian salad dressing you like. Marty really likes the Ken's Zesty Italian, and I really like the Olive Garden light Italian dressing. And yes, if it's just the two of us here, I will actually make 2 soup bowls of raw cauliflower broken into the florets, and then I'll put different salad dressings on each one because we have our different preference. But the recipe I'm telling you about makes one big batch, so you can only use one kind of store-bought Italian dressing. But I also have a really, really tasty homemade Italian vinaigrette in the recipe for you if you don't want to buy one from the store. This is kind of my go-to Italian style vinaigrette, and it is very tasty. I will just say here that when we do this cauliflower salad, I season the cauliflower directly with salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And so then when I'm making the dressing, I put less salt in it than I would if I was making this for like a normal salad. So if you love this salad dressing on the cauliflower, just know that if you're going to use it on like a tossed salad or something, you're going to probably want to add a little bit more salt. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how to make this salad doing a homemade dressing, and I will also tell you the amount of store-bought dressing to use if you're going to do that instead. So you're starting with a medium-sized head of cauliflower that you're breaking into florets. That's going to be the equivalent of 2 10-ounce bags of cauliflower florets. If you want to make this quicker and have it already broken down for you, that is what you're getting, 2 bags. You are putting those into a large bowl with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper, and just toss that all around. I really do find that the seasonings kind of get into those little bumpy grooves of the cauliflower and adds really a lot of direct flavor right on there. And then you're going to add some red onion right there, 2 tablespoons of chopped red onion. I also do it with green onion sometimes, but when I use the green onion, I add it later when I add the cheese. So when I say add the cheese later, I will remind you that that is when you would add the green onion. And that's because we're going to be letting this salad rest for a little while after it's all mixed together. The flavors really blend, and I think it softens the cauliflower just a little bit, and so that's great, but you don't want to have things in there that are going to get soggy, like the green onion and the cheese. Okay, so you've seasoned the cauliflower and you've added some red onion to it. Then you're making up that salad dressing. It's 3 teaspoons of olive oil, 2 teaspoons of red wine vinegar, 3/4 of a teaspoon of sugar or honey. I prefer the honey here, but either one is fine. 1/2 a teaspoon of dried oregano. And then it says 1/8 of a teaspoon of lemon juice, optional. So I say that because I only add the lemon juice if I have an actual lemon to get the fresh juice from it. I really feel like it makes a difference here. If I don't have that, I don't use the bottled lemon juice in this recipe. I use it in all kinds of things, but I don't use it here, and then I would just skip it. It's such a small amount of lemon juice that it's not really adding much tanginess to the recipe. It's really there for that little bit of lemon flavor, and so that's why I'm not putting it if I don't have it. So then you whisk those together really well. It'll emulsify. And then you pour that over your seasoned cauliflower and toss it to coat. And then you are putting that into the fridge for an hour or leaving it on the counter for 15 minutes. And like I said, it just softens the cauliflower. Those flavors really blend. It makes a huge difference. And I know because I have skipped it when I'm in a hurry and it's not as good. It's still good. It's just not as good. Now, I said 1 hour in the fridge. That is the best amount of time. I don't really like it when it's been in there longer or overnight leftovers the next day, but I tend to not love marinated vegetables. Marty loves the leftovers and will eat as much of this salad as is in the fridge. He will eat it the next day. So that is kind of up to you if you want to leave it for longer than that. Obviously, if I'm making it to take camping or something, then it is sitting and marinating for a while, and that's fine. It's just not my preference. Okay, after that resting time, you are adding a 1/4 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese to there. Stir it in. I've tried this with Parmesan and I did not like it as much. I have tried it with fresh mozzarella, like cut into little pieces. That is really, really nice. I like that a lot. But I usually have just a normal block of mozzarella in my fridge. That is what I go for. Or sometimes I have the pre-shredded mozzarella. That is great too. The recipe also calls for optional a 1/4 cup of fresh basil leaves. I love them in there, but Marty is not a big fan of basil. So if I'm making a batch for the two of us to share, I don't add it. If I'm doing it separate with our own salad dressings, I will put basil leaves in mine if I have them. I'm not going to buy basil just for this, but it is nice in there. And that is it. It is so easy and so delicious. It's addictively good. I will put the link to this recipe in the show notes for this podcast episode, or you can head to cookthestory.com/ROTD and get it there. Everything there is arranged by date, so it's helpful to know that today is June 30th of 2025. And if you make this recipe and love it, or if you have made any of the recipes from either of my sites and have loved them, I would really appreciate it if you would go and leave a comment and a 5-star rating. I love seeing your comments, seeing what you did, what you changed, what you loved. And then the 5-star rating helps bring other people to my websites. And that helps my business continue going. That funds the recipes and the production of the podcast and all of that. So I really appreciate those ratings. Thank you so much. I know you've been doing them already. I see it all the time. I really appreciate it. I'm Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, the all-new chicken cookbook, and from this podcast, Recipe of the Day. I hope you have a great day. Let's get cooking.